Guillaume. I'm Chief Designer for Kia in Europe. So as you know, the Kia Sportage was extremely important car for us. Very, very successful. And I always said it was almost the perfect ambassador of what Kia is about, our brand values. Not only that, but when we introduced the Sportage, it almost revolutionized that segment. I think that before Sportage, on that segment, never a car had been that dynamic, that much sporty, that sexy actually. So it's such a big responsibility when you do the successor car to that. So we analyzed what we wanted to keep from the previous generation and what we wanted to make new. And basically, if you look at the side of the car, the silhouette has been remained. This very swept back silhouette, this very dynamic silhouette. The rear pillar of the car with the orientation and the very stable look of the rear pillar, and even the sharp line below the window graphic. Those are all things that we decided to keep. On the other hand, the front end of the car and the rear end of the car have been completely newly interpreted. In the front, our aim was to give the car a much more powerful, much more sporty, much more self-confident look about it. And one way to do this was to go away from the horizontal alignment that we had with the previous car. On the previous car, the grille and the headlamps were all aligned horizontally. On this car, the headlamps have moved to the top of the car, which is a characteristic that you usually expect from a sports car, really. And automatically, this gives the car this very, very sporty appearance. The other element was to give the car a very strong chin line. Previous car didn't have that. So altogether, I think the front end looks a lot bolder and a lot more self-confident, as I said. And in the rear, it was all about giving the car the width that it deserves. So the tail lamp are aligned very horizontally, but very, very wide. And below the tail lamps, you see how the fender just grows gradually to sit perfectly and align perfectly with the wheels. All this gives the car a very, very self-confident stance about it. On the interior, on the other hand, this was also completely revolution compared to the previous generation. We gave the car a completely new architecture. It's a very, very drive-oriented architecture. I think it fits the car, the character, the nature of the car much better than the previous interior. On the other hand, also, the level of quality, of perceived quality, have moved so high on this car. The materials, the ergonomics, everything is sought out and solved perfectly on this vehicle. So we're very, very happy with the result. Altogether, I think Sportage has become, as a whole, a very, very strong character. Space the Sportage already offered, but we have increased the wheelbase on this new generation, and all this is to the benefit of the rear occupants. So there's more knee room for the rear passengers. The ride quality has been improved a lot as well, so it's a lot more comfortable, a lot more stable as a car. And we'll be offering also very powerful engines on the car.